Good afternoon, traders. It is about 2:45 on May 20th, 2015. My name is Daniel, and this is the view from my vantage point. I'm going to answer a trader question today. Richard sent in a question from one of the recent videos that I've done, and he asks, how do I use VantagePoint to trade options? Well, that's a great question, Richard, and I'm going to answer that for you. But first, let's talk about what VantagePoint is. VantagePoint forecasts trends 1 to 3 days in advance with up to 86% accuracy. That's to say that VantagePoint is indicating the trend direction in advance. And all you traders out there know trading is about two things: timing and direction, both of which VantagePoint was designed to improve and fix any problems you might be having with latency. So the chart you're looking at for Whole Foods is a VantagePoint chart. I want to call attention to the blue line. That's VantagePoint's predicted moving average, and that's a predictive indicator that is telling you the overall trend direction for Whole Foods over the next couple of days. And I'm going to teach you to interpret that. When the blue line is above the black line, VantagePoint's indicating this trend is going to go up. And when the blue line is below the black line, that's VantagePoint indicating this trend is going to go down. Any trader knows if you can figure out the direction of the trend and when to take the trade, you're going to be successful more often than you're not. So in VantagePoint, when that blue line crosses the black line, that's VantagePoint indicating that trend is going to go up, and it's going to go up over the next couple of days. Well, Richard, as an options trader, if you knew that Whole Foods was going to start going up over the next couple of days, you could buy your call option. And let's just talk simple verticals, puts and calls. When the blue line crossed above the black line, that's the first indication you have this trend is going to go up, and it was back here in December on the left-hand side of your chart. The first thing you want to do is get your confirmation. So you look down at this green line. This green line is called the predicted neural index, and it's telling you whether this is expecting some strength or weakness over the next couple of days. When it's up here in the top position in a 1 position, that's indicating strength. So you can see right now, back on December, Whole Foods was expected to start going up back on December 18th, and you could have taken that position the next trading day. If you had VantagePoint, you would have seen that the blue line stayed above the black line for several months here, all the way until this point here in March, at the end of February, beginning of March. VantagePoint indicated this trend was changing direction. So you made $7.17 per share in 50 trading days. Now, buying an option, buying 5, buying 10 contracts of that, you could see how very quickly you just made, what, $7,000 in Whole Foods. Now, we have a lot of options traders doing weeklies, monthlies, 30 to 60-day options. VantagePoint can help them be successful, just like they can help you be successful, Richard. Now, on the other hand, when the blue line crosses below the black line, that's an indication this trend is going to start going down. So you check the neural index down here to get that confirmation, and you can see it's down in the 0 position. You could then buy your puts at that point, or 10 of them, whatever, however you trade, depending on your capital and your risk propensity. Very quickly, 55 trading days, you're up $13 per share. We're talking about $20 profit per share in 2 trades. Again, I go back to this 10 contracts, that's $20,000 give or take in profits, because VantagePoint identified 2 things: the timing that trend was going to start going and the direction it was going to go in. Those 2 things can help you be a lot more profitable, a lot more consistently. Now, let me show you something else. Over here on the right-hand side of the chart, this is a predicted high and predicted low. It looks like a little floating candle. Now, VantagePoint customers get that every single day for every stock that's forecasted in VantagePoint, and that helps you in a couple of different ways. The first one, setting strike prices. Well, if you're back here in December and you're looking to buy a call and you need to know what call you should buy, use the next day's predicted high to set a more effective strike price. This way, you're not buying in the money calls. You're buying near the money so you can save a little bit on your premium, but you're getting the money very quickly. Same thing in a put position. You could use that predicted low, Richard. You set your strike price off of that predicted low. This way, again, you're just out of the money, but you get in the money very quickly. The other way you could use that predicted high and low is to set stops. The entire time you're riding this trend down and you're making money, you want to lock in profits. Whether you use a mental stop or a trailing stop, that's going to be up to you. But at least you have a guidepost that's predicted 1 day in advance to know if this market is trading outside of what is expected, you should take your profits. And that's where VantagePoint is going to help you be successful consistently. Protecting the capital you have, yet making profits on a consistent basis. All right, for you weekly option guys, Richard, I don't know if you're doing weekly options, but if you see the blue line crossed above the black line, like in McKesson right here, The first thing you look for is a neural index to confirm that. And if you did a weekly option on that, just in a few days, you're up very quickly, $3.63 per share. Again, wait for the crossover. Remember, the crossover is an indication that that trend is about to start moving in one direction or the other. When the blue line crossed below the black line right here, the neural index is also giving you that confirmation. That's a good opportunity. You could buy your weekly there. Let's say you hold it for 3 days. I don't know. It's up to your strategy. But look, there's $7 per share profit right there in a weekly option. And then we can do it again right here when the blue line crosses above the black line. The neural index is also confirming it. 1, 2, 3 days. Again, $10 per share. We're talking about $20 per share in 3 quick trades on McKesson in the last couple of months. VantagePoint is going to help you find these opportunities because there's a scanning feature that'll find the crossovers for you. VantagePoint is going to help you pick the right direction more often and improve your timing by using predictive indicators. So there you have it, Richard. VantagePoint can help you set more effective strike prices, use a stop strategy to protect your capital, find new trading opportunities that are about to start trending so you can make money consistently just doing simple verticals, puts and calls.